Don't really know how the trend got started to just avoid all of the awesome variety that's possible with kettlebells, but I'll tell you right now, one of the things that makes sense in terms of limiting yourself with variety is if you have a very, very specific goal. Let's say you're trying to reach a PR with your military press. Probably don't need as much variety, you probably need a bit more focus, and you just need to really, really get good at the particular style that works best for you, whether it's single kettlebell, double kettlebell, whatever the case may be. But for a lot of your other exercises, you're really missing out if you're not doing some specialized variety. And I think this is doubly true for the loaded carry. So much of the stuff that we do is standing straight up and down and not really moving at any different angles. And with an avant-garde exercise like the loaded carry, it doesn't make a lot of sense to just make it more like all the other stuff you're already doing. So I want to show you a couple of drills that you can do with a relatively light kettlebell. This one's only 25 pounds or 12 kilos, 26 pounds or 12 kilos, I should say. And what I want to show you first and foremost is going to be some odd angle carries, as I like to call them. First one, I call the tango carry. There's a standard variation, which I'll show you momentarily. I just want to show you the probably the easiest one to get started with. What you're going to do is you're going to have your pockets facing straight forward. That's going to be the case for all of the variations I'm going to show you. And rather than hold the kettlebell here, you're going to hold it like this, as though you're trying to put it in your back pocket. Now don't make the mistake of letting your hips twist. The idea here is that you want your upper body to rotate, and the only way to do that is by making sure your hips are staying forward. If you're moving like this, really not all that much rotation. It's all just coming from the feet, okay? So just like so, and then you're going to walk as though you're doing a tango. Same thing on the way back and on the other side. Next variation, the standard tango carry. Once again, you're going to keep your pockets facing forward. You're gonna take your steps and walk back. And then the toughest variation is up top, like so. And voila. Now, another thing we can do for some specialized variety, some sort of odd angle work, is do something that you don't really see people doing a whole lot with weights in general. Ordinarily, we want to try to keep the weights close to us, for instance. Particularly with kettlebells, we're always in the rack, or whatever the case may be, we're trying to make sure that our leverage is as good as possible. But just like with calisthenics training, if you tweak the leverage a little bit, you can make an exercise a whole lot more challenging as well as more beneficial. So a very good option, for instance, another carrying variation, don't see too often, would be goblet carry, but then the increase in difficulty here would be bringing it out a little further, or a lot further, all right? And then of course, you'd walk just like so, same idea. And then if you want to make it even tougher still, you bring it up to about eye level, just like this. And again, you can move it however you want in all sorts of different directions. Another fun one, doesn't really have you moving around a whole lot, but what I like about this one is that it's going to work on the arms being behind you, which we don't really train all that often. This is the behind the back carry. Now, if you're really, really tight in the chest and shoulders and everything, you can hold it just like so. The one thing I like to do is hold the bell like this so that it encourages some shoulder external rotation, and it really helps to pull the chest open. And you get a nice natural stretch because the bell is pulling itself down, just like so. Stand up nice and tall, walk. This is gonna be one that you're gonna wanna walk slowly with, because if you try to walk quickly, it's just gonna hit you in the hamstrings and bend your knees a little bit sooner than you'd probably like, all right? So give these a try. These are a lot of fun, don't require a lot of weights. In fact, you really shine the most when you're using these with light weights. They're gonna help you to get in all sorts of nooks, crannies, crevices, and corners that you're not spending a lot of time training, and it's gonna spice up your training a little bit. So if you're doing something minimalist, not a whole lot of variety, this is gonna be something that'll help to make sure that everything stays interesting, stays exciting, and stays fruitful, all right? Give it a shot, let me know how you like it, and as always, have fun and happy training.